5 things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So, with that being said, let's jump right in.
So something else we talked about earlier, Conway said that he didn't really read his Griselda contract. He just signed it, and he found out it wasn't favorable to him. So that's crazy to me because you talked about how you had a bad industry deal. But he also said in that same, they asked him, it was like, that's something about trust. They asked him, like, do you trust anybody? Do you trust anybody? He said, no, I don't trust nobody. And that struck me. That struck a chord with me because it's like, damn, like that's your family. Like, and you like this isn't even a just a music. I'm making music with you. Like Benny and West and them jokers, like that's different. Like to me, to say on that platform, I don't trust nobody.
Right.
I could assume he was excluding them, but I think
he talking about them too.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was intentional about not excluding them and saying, of course, I'm not talking about. No, he was intentional about it. Like, nah, I don't trust nobody.
Right.
He was like, he tried to clean it up by basically saying, I don't take it personal, but still, I don't trust him. That's weird to me because I feel like, Dev is my brother, so I trust Dev. You know what I'm saying? I trust Dev is always going to have my best interest in mind. And I believe wholeheartedly that when 5 Things Off the Wall turns into something epic and great,
right, as it will,
Dev and I will not have an issue about money. You know what I'm saying?
But just think about what you just said though. Like, as much as you trust and care about Devin and know what you know about Devin and whatever, right? Your relationship and, all of that. Just imagine if what you're saying now doesn't really happen. Like, what if something happens that's totally detrimental to you and Devin's relationship where you guys are not, he does not live up to what you just said. Right. So now that changes your trust for Devin, but because of the way you felt about Devin and thinking he's the last person on earth that you would ever have to worry about that happening with, right? So now that changes your perspective because the last person on earth that I would have ever felt that way about, it happened with. So now my perspective is I don't trust nobody because I had trust in this dude.
I can't trust nobody.
Right.
Yeah, because I had my trust in this dude, and now it's over.
Because not only are they business partners, but they're actually related.
Yeah,
related.
They're family.
They really are family.
Family hurt you the worst though.
Yeah, but
sometimes.
But see, here's my thing.
But whose fault is that though? Is it West Side's fault or is it Conway's fault for not reading with the contract?
It's both of their fault.
I think it's a two-way street because what is the first thing we did when we started 5 Things Off the Wall? We said, let's get the business paperwork in order as a group.
Yes, we did.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that was because I love y'all and I rock with y'all. I want everybody, I don't want there to be any possibility of a hang up to exist between us. You know what I'm saying? And if all the paperwork is laid out and we all did it together, we all signed everything together, we all saw all the same things. To me, that eliminates that. So to me, I feel like it's both of them. It's like, Conway, you a fool for not reading it. I get it. You just wanted to get the music out. It's like, yo, this is my man. He's not gonna do this to me. And then Westside, you a fool,
brother.
Westside, you're a little slick for. I don't want to say taking advantage, but you kind of took advantage. You took advantage of his talent and his loyalty.
Yeah.
To whatever, whether it was financial gain, personal gain, whatever it was, business gain. I don't know. Maybe he felt like on the back end, I'll be able to get him back, or he might lose here right now, but where I'm going to put him at or where his talent is going to take him to, he'll make it all back up. So maybe that's how he felt. But then that goes back to that communication and not saying, here's my intentions. you know, but you gotta be clear about that.
But that's the thing,
Well,
people don't communicate.
Right.
people don't communicate, and when you have a certain level of trust and expectation of a person, you become naive.
That's
Oh,
That's fact.
Devin. Oh. One of my friends said to me, Devin, something very similar to that, and I promise you, it crushed me. You know, I have a certain expectation of, you know, of people, I guess, and that are my friends. I'm one of those people that I treat you how I want to be treated.
Right.
And so when that doesn't happen, that crushes me. And so one of my friends actually said to me, you know, well, that's the problem. You shouldn't have expectations of other people, because with you having expectations of someone else, that's going to let you down.
That is similar
I'm
to
like,
that is very similar to what I've heard in therapy. And my therapist said to me, you know, you shouldn't really focus on the expectations of people, because if you expect something from a person and they don't deliver, then you are going to be disappointed. However, you do have a certain standard that you want to be upheld. And the fact is, if you live by that standard and make your standards known and recognized, then if they don't live to that, then that's
It's on
on
them.
them. That's not
It's on
on
them.
you,
But see,
because you have a certain standard that you want to go by.
But what you're speaking of is communication, Dev. Like, you make it clear. Like, when I cross a line and I'm being a jerk, or even if you think I'm being a jerk, sometimes I'm not. You make it clear. Yo, whoa, you're being a jerk right now. And I can tell when you just, you know, being, you know, saying it just to bother me, or when you're saying it like, nah, like that's really jerkish. I can hear that, and I have to be aware of it if I continue to persist with that. So,
but I wanted to ask you, with all the people in the world that you know that are like, you know, musically inclined, are great artists, whatever, what makes you narrow down who you want to collab with? What helps you narrow down? Not makes you, but what helps you narrow down? What helps you know that you want to have a collaboration on a certain song?
It's a feeling, it's a vibe, right? And also people I respect, like, you know, like on a project, I have Rain, you know what I'm saying? My man Picasso, y'all know Rain. Yeah, I got him. He's on one of those songs. We got a lot of songs together. But with that, like, people I respect also, I have y'all probably didn't notice, like on the song Over It, you know what I'm saying, the song Relationship, about relationship, Over It, that's Nadira on it.
Nah, I caught that. I caught her name.
Shout out to D
on the hook. Yeah,
Yo,
shout out to
you ain't invite us on any of the tracks?
I mean,
hey, listen, I got another project. Y'all can do a whole. We can you know, build.
I feel like you should sample this interview in one of your songs.
Definitely, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as Walt give me a copy, we can do that. And shout out to my friend Tim Hips, also from State. You know, who does all my engineering and mixing and stuff like that too. Y'all know Tim. So with that, like, to answer your question, it's like people I respect are also, like, I might be online, like one of the singers, I found her online, you know what I'm saying, hit her up, and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Actually, two people. One girl was from Africa, you know what I'm saying, and I like, you know, how she on Y God, you know what I'm saying, she's like doing the backgrounds on Y God. And so with that, I like how her, you know, what I saw from her online, and I hit her up, and we made it happen. So that's usually how I do it. And it's also people, like, you know, that I know, you know what I'm saying, I respect their pen, you know. And then sometimes people hit me up, you know what I'm saying, like, since I've been back in it, and I, you know, I guess they respect my pen too. So I give it to them, you know, I give it to them too. So I mean, you know, it's a feeling. You like, oh, you know what? Sometimes in one verse you may have a complete thought that you hit, right? And so when you do that, you're like, I'm done with it, but it may need more, or may need it, or it may need a different different voice. Because sometimes voices change it, different stuff. Like, that's why it's like singing on the album and all these things too, because the melodies, like, 80% of the hooks I wrote. So you know what I'm saying? I can't. And that was the thing too. So to answer your question, sometimes I, like, Over It, I wrote all of that, the singing and all that, but I can't sing. So therefore I was like, hey, let me find somebody. And I know Nadira did a song with me a long time.
There's always auto-tune.
Nah, I'm good. I haven't delved in that bad.
You ever have people come to you like, I want to work with you, and you're like, I don't really know if I want to work with them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then we build and we create. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people like, yo, fix this and stuff like that. So whatever works. You know what I'm saying? If I believe in the vision, then yeah.
Okay.
You know, if I believe in the vision, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to add, right? And so with the project, what I've also done is I've sat down with social workers, counselors, therapists, right? And I've given them a couple of songs. Like I gave y'all the whole project, but I gave them a couple of songs. And I had them analyze it, and we talked about like different traumas and stuff like that. And so I've done things on like this interview thing I'm doing like on my status quotable, but it's focused on this album that, you know, first one, I know y'all seen the snippets where I got Bird on there. Shout out to Bird. Mm-hmm. But I got a bunch of other interviews that I've done, I have on Tuck, that they are talking about, because my point of this whole thing is not just to present problems, it's to also present solutions.
I laugh only because
Mike, I cannot stand these two, man.
Wait, no, listen. I
the
laugh.
Offline text messages.
Hold on.
So ridiculous.
Hold on. I laugh because we got to get David Burton's, aka Bird, on the show.
Right.
But there was some things that the man said that we need to get some clarity on.
Go ahead.
Now, a couple of days ago, we got the clip. You know what I'm saying? We probably gonna put it into this wall, you know, make it a drop. Bird said that he went to the University of South Carolina.
Anderson and Mr. Michael Frederick. I went to the University of South Carolina with this young gentleman. He's been impressive as of late. So we're going to be talking about unresolved trauma and adult suicide today and everything mental health.
Now, I don't know if he got his postgraduate degrees from the University of South Carolina, but the man said that he got his degrees from University of South Carolina, didn't he? That he went to South Carolina State.
He was like Michael Frederick, my homie that I went to the University of South Carolina with. I had nothing to do with.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Michael Fred, like Mike.
Big Mike, right?
Mike.
Listen,
University of South Carolina.
Listen,
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I didn't listen to it.
However,
it was crazy. Crystal's not feeling it.
Crystal did not want that to happen. So we need answers.
So here's the thing. And I will give him a pass because he went to the University of Pittsburgh.
I know. I was about to say. I knew he did that.
Maybe it was
no, sir. No.
She gives zero grace, bro. Zero.
Are you kidding?
Zero grace.
Yeah. We can't do that, yo. You know, it's the thing. SEK, maybe all day.
I get it.
Right.
I get it.
How do you forget what college you went to?
I don't think he forgot. It's just a mix-up.
Nah, bruh. Facade. Because how you introducing Michael Frederick? My homie Michael Frederick gonna be on the podcast with us tonight. We actually went to the University of South Carolina together. I'm sorry, what? No.
Maybe he just missed.
I missed that clip. So he got one with Big Mike.
He made a mistake, Crystal. That's what it was.
It's 100% a mistake. I'm going.
That is not a mistake. Let me tell you something.
So
the only reason why you make that mistake is because you're used to saying that name.
All right, listen.
That's the only reason why you will make that mistake. I would never in my life be able to say I went to the University of South Carolina. South Carolina State rolls off too easy.
All right, so here's the thing. All right, for those who are
exactly.
So for those who are going to be listening to this, if you know Bird, aka David Burton, reach out to the man. Tell him we need to get him on 5 things off the wall.
Right.
So we
just reach out to Bird.
We could do that too, but I think that would be one of those things where multiple people could reach out because I'm sure multiple people have answers. They need it.
And don't he wait? Time out. Doesn't he live in Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. What does that have to do? This is he lives in Cabo, but that's not. That's not
the point.
That's irrelevant to this.
All of this.
I don't even. Why would you even bring that up? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Because it's interesting to him. It's very interesting that he lives in Mexico.
Sounds like hating.
My brother's global. He's global. Like I love it,
and that's his slogan.
I love that.
Funny, man. Yeah. You're funny. But like, listen, I'm gonna be like,
this is.
After I mentioned that, this is exactly what I did. Right, I was like I mentioned before, interviewing counselors, social work, everybody. I said, you know what? I had already done a couple of interviews already. And I was like, you know what? Let me hit up Bird. You know what I'm saying? So all I did was DM Bird. He got right back to me. I sent him 2 songs on a Wednesday, and that Friday was my birthday. He was like, yo, I'll do it that Friday. We did our interview that you see, and that's coming out this week. We did that at 11 o'clock to about 12:30. In the, you know what I'm saying, the morning on the night of my birthday. You know what I'm saying? He did it that quick. He was like, yo, I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling these songs right here, and I'm ready to talk about it. And he came on and he broke down the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? When y'all watch the whole thing, he broke down the lyrics and everything. You know what I'm saying? So all you gotta do is hit him up, you know what I'm saying? And he will be available to you. You know what I'm saying? And like we talked about that. We had like, you know, we chopped it at homecoming. Remember, Deb, when we was all
Well, you know, he said, and he said
he wanted to be on.
He said he wants to be on. You know,
Yeah.
we've had conversations with him, so he said he wants to be on. But you know that
then ask him then.
I'm going to ask him.
There are questions. There are questions that needs to be answered.
Yes.
I've never made that slip though, Mike.
Me neither. And I went to Bowie State too, and with grad.
Yeah, I never made that.
Yeah, no, I never, never wanted to be.
No one makes a mistake unless you're used to doing
But wait, but
that's just like someone saying the N-word. You don't mess up and say it unless you already use it.
Listen,
the A and the ER.
I'm going to go with until I am proven otherwise.
That the man,
no, not even that. That the man went to USC.
Okay.
Saying,
maybe they go with Mike Frederick.
Zero.
I can't speak to that.
Big Mike with the USC?
No.
Right. Exactly.
No. That's the point. Yo, Mike.
Moving forward.
Crystal has zero remorse. Like she's like, yo, F that. You messed up. You holding this forever.
With all the stuff that we going through with this HBCU versus PWI, and you make that, you have the platform and the opportunity to represent your HBCU, and you use a PWI.
I'm about to text Bird right now.
Thank you. Real quick, I think
Bird, we need answers.
I think we make the beef more than what it actually is.
Yeah.
We make the
beef because we're the ones on the end where people look down.
But we don't, but I guess the way I'm saying, it's like it's only a beef if you got somebody to beef with. Like we're beefing with ourselves sometimes. I be feeling like like I'm not gonna argue with that. Like we beef with people who ain't even like, you didn't even go to college. Like what? You assuming, you know what I'm saying? Most people who went to PWIs and have had experience with HBCUs will tell you
they prefer the HBCU.
I prefer the HBCU experience.
You mean the beef, like people like Devin from the Bronx that say, well, you're not really from New York because you're from Rochester.
Whoa. I've never said that, Crystal. Don't do me like that. I've never said, I've never said that.
What bus
what's my boy name, Walt?
What
you say he's not really from Pittsburgh.
No. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing? Hold on. I fixed it, fellas. Don't worry about it. I muted her because clearly she's getting way too out of pocket right now.
I've never said that.
Oh, you're talking about people from the outskirts of Pittsburgh, right?
No one does that. I don't know what Crystal is talking about.
Listen, Marietta is not Atlanta.
Oh, here we go.
Nope.
College Park is not Atlanta, right?
Not Atlanta.
Listen.
Rochester is not New York.
Crystal, you cannot name a time when I've done that.
No, Devin has never done that. But I said people like Devin that are from the Bronx.
Yeah. Like Devin.
Literally 5 boroughs that say Rochester. You ain't really from New York. You from Rochester.
But
that's Canada.
It's Canada.
See?
Buddy, you feel
Buffalo? That's still an hour and a half though.
Buddy, I sense that there's some scars there.
Funny.
No, it's just I'm just going off what Walt said, beefing with ourselves.
No, I didn't mean that. I meant like we're beefing like literally with like it's like me fighting me. I'm fighting myself. Like I've made it be a beef. The people at PWIs don't really see it as an issue. It's kind of like whatever. It's the people who have never been to a PWI or never been to an HBCU who say, that's trash, that's weak. Like, Mike, I don't know how you deal with it in your school, but I know for me, it's a pet peeve of mine when students talk about how ghetto an HBCU is. Like that, I hate the term ghetto now. Like it irks my spirit because this younger generation has made ghetto synonymous with black. The black experience, a group of black people is ghetto. Like what? But a group of anybody else isn't doing the exact same thing. That's not ghetto. Oh no, that's just.
I think January 6th was ghetto.
Who?
Huh?
January 6th.
That was.
That was
the most. That was the most.
That was super ghetto.
It was beyond ghetto. Bunch of thugs and
So,
hooligans.
so what about the organizational part of it, like financial aid, right? One of the things that people always say is at HBCU,
but that's because
you're gonna always have this issue. But when you go to
what else?
Again,
that's us warring with ourselves. We war with ourselves. We put all our business on Front Street. We need to go back to the times where what goes on in this house stays in this house. But right now, we don't do that. We put all our business on Front Street. We post all of the craziness that happens at our HBCUs.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to do it for the gram. So we out there. Those exact same things happen at PWIs, but they just don't post about it. And I realized that because I used to feel like our experience at the financial aid line at state was crazy to me. I'm like, I hate this. This is so trifling. Like, why do we have to go through this here? They got to do better. Stop hiring your cousin and your auntie to run the financial aid office. And they don't know how to count. Like, stop doing this.
What do you mean? What do you mean you now for nepotism at its finest?
They used because it like they would cause so much confusion. It would literally
that goes on at all places.
It does. But it seems like we hire our auntie who needs a job who's never done this before, and we put them there, and it's like, and then we go and talk about it. It really irked my spirit. My homeboy went to Benedict. He transferred from Benedict and went to Carolina, USC, right? Went to USC.
There we go.
And he was like, yo, Walt. No lie. He was like, yo, Walt.
Here we go.
I was talking to him about the financial aid, and he was like, yo, Walt, the exact same thing happened at Carolina. At USC. He's like, when I left Benedict, I was thinking I'm going to USC and it'll be better because we had the same stuff at Benedict. I'm thinking I'm going to go to USC, it'll be better. He was like, nah, it was the exact same thing. I was like, what? He was like, yo, it's identical. The only difference is it's not talked about in the same way.
No, because that's bad advertising. That's bad.
Exactly. These major institutions, these PWIs, they got the same issues with financial aid, money going missing, things like they got the same problems.
But do you think people put it on social media to make others aware? Not because we're trying to put it down, but because it's like, okay, this is my experience. Is anybody else experiencing this? Maybe they just want to know if they're in. Whoa. If
you live in a dorm,
you know where I'm about to go with this, Walt, right? I'm not going to say the name, but you made a post recently about an experience you had at a Black business, right? And that drew a lot of attention for other people to say.
Right, but use the term business real loosely because that is not what they are.
Wait. What we talking about? Let's run this back. What we talking about?
I didn't know if I wanted me to say the name. But
I'm not saying their name because
I got it.
They hot stewed garbage, first off. And this is not about, and I've been avoiding even referencing them because one, I don't want to drive any more business their way because they're not good at it, period. And we're not all good at everything. They had a really great idea. It was really dope. They outkicked their coverage and refused to acknowledge the mistake that they made.
Because they have an excuse.
No, they have no excuse.
Let me ask you.
Well, they do have an excuse. It's not valid, but it is an excuse.
No, they have no excuse. They literally came back and said we were selling products that we did not have.
Well, why are we not saying names on this one?
Because I'm not sending any business their way. I refuse.
No, you wouldn't.
But you wouldn't be though.
You tell people to stay away from it.
I did that. But you know what ends up happening is people start to feel sorry for them. Now don't get this wrong. They're really good at marketing. Their marketing campaigns are freaking phenomenal. Like really great at that. But it's really good when you can market something and actually have it to sell.
The reason why I say that they have an excuse, I know you said that they have released a statement saying this, but in workshops that I know that they've been at, one of the things that they said, which is an excuse, not a reason, an excuse, is that they were marketed to help with the what is it, the All-Star game. And so all of their focus was on that. And so that took the focus off of the other people that didn't receive their product before that happened.
Never heard about that. Never heard about that. The crazy thing about I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I never heard it. What they're telling the people like myself who did not get the product and didn't get a refund until February after you ordered it. No. See?
Okay, got you.
I'm editing.
I got my hoodie, but it did take a while. The season might have changed a little bit.
I'm editing that part out. I'm telling you now, I'm editing that part out. That name will not be.
I'm like,
oh my God.
I was curious.
I ordered on Black Friday. I didn't get my refund until last month. My refund. They were sending months and months and months of emails about, oh, we had issues with the postal service. Oh, we had issues with this. Oh, we had issues with that.
COVID.
And I never got it. They blamed. Yep, they said the whole warehouse caught COVID. They said this. They did. They blamed it.
Everybody blamed
it. When the investigative report came out, because so many people had issues with it, it's like, then they finally had to come clean. Look, we were selling products that we didn't have. We didn't physically have them on hand. But you're talking about, and you wrote a book talking about how you made millions in an online e-commerce business. You're fleecing people. Like, you're literally fleecing people. So I get it. They're young and they're enterprising young men, and they probably can be really, really, really productive doing something else.
You're going to edit all of this out?
No, their name. No, I'm gonna talk about this, but their name, that part will get bleeped out. Like, I'm gonna
edit the name out.
Mm-hmm. But since we calling people out, I will say this on a really positive note. If you ever get an opportunity to check out blackfives.org, they're very great people. They're also Black owned, and you get quality products. The history of the Black Fives is phenomenally dope. I was hoping that I would have had something to wear, but in this situation, it is a delivery service failure. But they're willing to, they owned up to it from jump. Like, yo, and I know it ain't even their fault, but they was like, nah, it is our fault, because the process that we go through, we agree to deal with whoever can ship for, the best price. So it is on us. They owned up to it off the bat. And I told them, like, I know it ain't your fault. Like, you sent me something before, I got it immediately. This process is coming from a different shipper, so I know it's the shipper.
So, have you had this type of experience ever, or to this level with a non-Black business?
Nope. I've never had an experience where someone has beat around the bush to this level to avoid giving money back. Now, I understand as a small business, it's really challenging to issue refunds. It's very challenging because people are foul, no matter what. No matter how you skin that cat, people are foul. You know what I'm saying? My wife struggles with that with her business. You got people, they schedule appointments and then they don't show up, but then they want their money back. It's like, well, I had to block off a whole hour of time. I lost money because of you. Now you want me to give you the money back? Like, you, and it clearly states on the website, no refunds. Shout out to Selfie Mania SC. My wife's doing a great job. Yeah, my wife's doing a great job with that. Like, she's really killing it. So I understand the small business aspect of it and how hard it is to deal with refunds. But at the same time, you have to have a level of accountability and professionalism as a business owner when you make a mistake. If I mess up, 5 things off the wall. If we mess up, we got to own up to it. If we tell the fans, like, yo, expect a new episode tomorrow, and then we got people anticipating this episode and it don't come, we got to get out there and be like, look, apologies, technical difficulties, apologies, Walt was just slack and he put it out there. Own up to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like if Mike says everything that's on his album is true and genuine, and then somebody from Connecticut comes back and like, man, this dude is not even really from Connecticut. He's from, you know what I'm saying? He's
See, here we go. Here we go.
He's from
Here we go.
somewhere over, he's from Rhode Island, right?
He's from Vermont.
Yeah, he's from Vermont, man. He got a beach house up in the mountains of the best beaches in the Northeast.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he's talking about a life in Connecticut that he never lived. If somebody came out and said that, and then we could verify it and validate it, it would be on Mike to own up. Like, man, it was all entertainment. That's all it was.
Right.
And then somebody questioned, well, you just said it was real. It was entertainment. That's all it was. I didn't go through it, but I know that story is real. Right? He got to own up to it. But if he goes the other rapper route,
I definitely
stands by his
yes, sir.
words and says, nah, it's all true. I'm telling you, I really did that. I could have lived both lives.
I like to, thank Five Things Off the Wall. I like to thank all of y'all for
that's what they did.
Taking the time to listen to the project.
They phoned.
I really hope you enjoyed it. I want everybody to, when you get it, listen to it. If when you ride and whatever you got to do, I think it'll be therapeutic for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the project, something may resonate with you. I hope it does, and I hope it brings some type of healing and understanding. The project is Scars That Never Heal. It's should be coming out next month. Also be on the lookout for the Scars That Never Heal interviews that be coming out throughout this month and next month too, and the Scar That Never Heal video that drops on Friday. That I put together myself. I did it all myself. So look out for that, and I just want y'all to listen. Look out for that. I got a lot of other things coming. I want to thank everybody who was part of the project, Nadira, Bugs, my man Tim, my wife, my kids who were on there, Brain, Picasso, a lot of the producers. I appreciate y'all for for the beats and everything like that too. And so yeah, man, I just want to thank every Bird, Liz, Vivis, Roland, Spellman, all these people who I interviewed who are going to give you insight on how to get help if you need it, and how, in ways to find your own healing and find your own peace. So that's why I did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to say something that means something. And so that's what I'm doing. I ain't got time to be just making music for the sake of making music. Just be on the lookout. I got a lot more in store that, is music related and not music related. But my thing is, I just want to be like a beacon for change, and a person who just is honest, you know what I'm saying, and gives his honesty in anything that he creates. So I want to thank y'all for the opportunity to be on here and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Bandcamp, I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook. You can find me on there, MICPDP on Bandcamp. I'm also on all streaming services with some of my older music. Shout out to Rel 77. Also shout out to my brother Arson Fitz, who's been who's been a big guide, you know what I'm saying, to me throughout this process. So, I think, I said enough. Hopefully y'all get it, and I appreciate it.
Nah, man, we appreciate you.
MIC?
Huh?
Can you spell out how you do
the
MIC?
EMEYESEE. Yeah, because some people be like MC. I don't know what people read.
They just put like a letter M, a letter I, and a letter C.
Yeah,
right?
No, yeah, I spelled it out phonetically. Well,
right.
The best phonetically I could, yeah.
I got you.
So, as we wrap up this episode of 5 Things Off the Wall, we would like to thank you all for spending this wonderful evening with us. You are beautiful, and we love you. So, from myself, Dev, C-Mac, and
everything you do,
and our brother D Wills.
Shout out to Black Star,
who is out there with
Wills.
Beyond Neat. Remember, in everything you do, take positivity right on with you. Y'all have a good evening.
Hilarious.
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dev. Listen, man, follow, like, subscribe. 5 Things Off the Wall. We are available on YouTube and IG. 5 Things Off the Wall. 5TOTW. Peace.